Greetings, vinyl community. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Let's start this video off right. Cheers to everyone out there clicking on this video. Cheers. All right. Just for posterity's sake, it is late June 2020. Just in case you can't read the date on the bottom here, if you click on this video in a couple years, it's the summer of COVID. We're living in pandemic times as you watch back on this video. I just say that for posterity's sake. I'm going to call this video the ultimate Fleetwood Mac Rumours Vinyl Challenge. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Let's call this the ultimate Fleetwood Mac Rumours Shootout. I don't have any gun sounds or confetti. Just that's as good as you're going to get today. This video has been a long time in the making, probably a little too long for my liking, but it's been in my head for a while. We have nine versions of Rumours that I have, none of which I've gone out of my way to buy for this video. It's just I have 9 versions on vinyl that I've come across over the years, etc., etc., and they keep on reissuing it, or re-releasing it, which is the same as reissuing, I guess. So I have 9 copies that I've been able to go through. I've made detailed notes on all of them. I've had probably 6 months, I think, and it was about 6 months with this lot of 9 to go through. And I have some really, really good versions and some not so good versions. And as spoiler alert, there is one clear winner. I hope that didn't spoil the video for you. If it did, then really spoilers really aren't for you, because that really wasn't that big of a spoiler. Anyways, there is one clear winner out of all this bunch here, but we're going to cut away. We're going to see our contenders today in the ultimate Fleetwood Mac Rumours Shootout, and then we'll come back. I will tell you what I think of every version. You might be surprised. Those are your contenders today in the ultimate Fleetwood Mac Rumours Vinyl Shootout. So before we get started, one more time, I want to say cheers to everyone out there, aka I really need a drink of coffee. Cheers. I need to do a quick preface before we get started here, is why Rumours? Rumours, there's probably a handful of albums that are like Rumours. They've had so many different pressings, different variants, etc., etc., that the quality, as you'll see in my list here, although it's not all-encompassing, this is my 9 examples, but you'll see in my list even, it ranges from terrible to great. So there's a very wide margin of error in the Fleetwood Mac Rumours pressings. So there's maybe a handful of albums out there like that. If you can think of something else like that that have had as many pressings as Rumours, and the quality ranges from to leave me a comment. I'd like to know. So that is why I chose Rumours to start off. We'll see if I continue to do these kind of videos. But I thought this would be interesting for you. So that's why I wanted to do a quick preface and let you know why I did Rumours. I should have explained to you off the top. I'm doing it now. So like I said, we have 9 versions, and I have had to make notes. Because, like I said, I've had 6 months with this set of 9 to go over. As I'm listening to them, over the last few months, I've made notes with every pressing. I'm hoping I can read the list over here. If you see me grabbing this list, it's because my eyes are too bad to read over here, but I'm going to do my best here. We're going to start off at number 9. Worst to best there's going to be some surprises in there. Hang tight. So number 9. The worst pressing that I currently own or have heard is the current 2019 clear vinyl. Quite frankly, the instrument separation was good. It's one of the biggest things you'll notice in all the pressings of Fleetwood Mac is the variances in the drum sound. I find anyways. There's a few other things as well, but the drums differ from fantastic to muddy to buried in the mix or married in, in the pressing anyways. This one is not good. Let me just consult my notes here for 1 second, please. It's a fairly flat sounding album with not a real whole lot of dynamics. So that's those are the notes I made when I was listening to this several times. Is drums were lacking. It's a very flat sounding record, although the instrument, the separation in your headphones, if you're choosing to listen through your headphones, as I did, we're not. The instrument separation was good, but it was just the drums were kind of lost, and the drum sound wasn't that great. So number 9, worst album pressing of Fleetwood Mac Rumours that I have anyways, is the new. This is the one that I believe you can still get this out there. I believe it came off a Record Store Day. I still see these kicking out there. Is the 2019 clear vinyl pressing. Number 8. This might be surprising to you, and this one will probably have to have more explanation than the other ones, I think, is the NAUTILUS Super Disc pressing. Granted, we're gonna do a little preface here. That's my word of the day, by the way. Preface is that back in the day, I believe you needed a Nautilus encoding system to get the full listening pleasure of Nautilus vinyl. But even those people who I've talked to who can play this properly have told me it's not a fantastic version of Rumours. You may disagree, but we'll talk about that at the end of this video. Most people who will find this, and I was very excited when I found this because I've been looking for a copy of this thinking that it was an insanely fantastic sounding version of Rumours. 99.9% of people out there don't have one of these Nautilus systems, but you can still play this on your turntable. This is the point of view I'm coming from, is someone like you or me out in your favorite used record store on eBay or wherever, garage sale, and you see this pressing and you think, my God, it says Super Disc. It must be amazing. Yeah. This is what I thought of the Nautilus pressing, by the way. It's incredibly bright sounding, and that might have to do with you may need the original system for not to sound so bright, but we're going to ignore that because we're going to pretend this is you and me buying this, playing this on your just average Joe system. It's a very bright sounding pressing. There's decent clarity, so that's a thumb up for that one. The vocals sound very muddy. Like I said, I'm not going to keep on going back to you might need the original Nautilus system, blah, blah, blah. Vocals don't sound that great. They sound a bit muddy. The drums are very much lost in the mix, like the clear vinyl. I made some notes about Gold Dust Woman, but that's even getting even more nerdy than we are already here. And I made some notes that it's an okay pressing, but okay in this lot of 9 is we'll rank it as number 8. It goes for a few bucks. Is this the one you should go for? Well, obviously I'm saying no. It's not a great version. If you are a collector, like I am, then add it to your collection like I did and feel good about it. But it's not the best version of Rumours that you'll find. Number 8 is the Nautilus Super Disc version of Rumours. Today I should try editing these coffee drinks out, but then that wouldn't be me. By the way, if you're a new viewer just clicking on this video, you've never seen one of my videos, this is the first video you've seen of mine because it's the Fleetwood Mac Rumours video. Welcome. Thank you very much. All right. Number 7 in the Ultimate Fleetwood Mac Rumours Vinyl Shootout. Surprisingly, are you ready for this? 1977 Japanese pressing. I was very underwhelmed. I was so excited. I hunted a Japanese pressing, 1977 Japanese pressing down for a long, long time to get a good deal on it, and I did, and it's in excellent condition, the vinyl, so that's not the issue. I was so sad when I heard it. And then when I played it again and again, I was just as underwhelmed. So here's my notes on this one. The drums sound okay. So that's good. That's giving you something that the other two pressings that I just talked about didn't give you. Ultimately, they do sound slightly muddy. The clarity of the instruments isn't that great. The bass drum... I do remember making this note. The bass drum during the chain, which is like a big part of the intro, I wrote down, it sounds like a stretched out piece of rubber with a kick drum hitting it, which I guess, yeah, I do recall that now. And the snare drum sounds very weak as well on that. That's me playing a snare drum really badly or doing something else. But yes, I do remember the kick drum in the chain sounding really horrible, and the overall snare sound sounding really bad as well. Overall, I was just very unimpressed with the muddy sound of this pressing when compared to others. Keep in mind, we're comparing this to others. So if this is the only version you have, this might sound fantastical to you. So yeah, number 7, I don't know much more I can say about this. I was very excited to get this. It's going to stay in my collection. Don't get me wrong. I'll pull it out every now and again. It's only as good as, number 7 on this list. And like I said, maybe you can tell, I'm still disappointed. So number 7 on this list, 1977 Japanese pressing of Rumours. Number 6 and 5 are tied. We have a tie. Is that we have the German and UK pressings. There's not a lot to give or take between number 5 and number 3, let's say. So right now we're talking about 5, 4, and 3, and the third one I'll show you shortly. If I am correct, yes. No, sorry. There's not a lot to give between the 6th and 5th, and the 5th one. The 4th and 3rd ones are around the same. Now I'm babbling. Anyways, we have a tie between the German and the UK versions. There's not a lot to give between these two. In fact, I know they're probably pressed different places, but as far as quality and the inherent qualities I found of those two pressings, they were more or less the same in the notes that I made. There wasn't anything to give between the two. They're not bad. They're not great. You'll see great at number 1. You will see greatness. Anyways, the instrument separation was good. The drums were a marked improvement over, let's say, the clear vinyl and the NAUTILUS for sure, and the Japanese pressing even. The vocals were, in my opinion, they're on the average side of things. So that's pretty much all I can add to this one, to the German and UK copies. They're good. They're good 1977 pressings of those albums. If you have this, there's nothing to be ashamed about. They're fine pressings. I just think I have a few better ones to show you. So if you're out there looking for a pressing to get, and I guess in essence, which I'll get to at the back end of this video, is that, like I said, I may have said this already, if this might be a little bit of a buying guide as well. If you have these pressings, or you know these pressings are in your local store and you're deciding whether you should buy it or not, they're a damn good pressing. German and UK pressing of Rumours, tied for number 6 and 5. Well, it's a tie anyways. Number 5. So 6 and 5, yes, okay. Okay, sorry, I put these in the wrong order, did I not? I did. Number 4. Number 4 is, surprisingly or unsurprisingly, is the 2013 box set edition. The deluxe, the super deluxe box edition that came with the CDs, the DVDs. So yes, there's the DVDs, there's the CDs. You know which one I'm talking about. The Rumours box set. Some of you may be thinking, or it may be true or not true. I can't tell either way. Is that the pressing in this one is the same one they probably may have used for the current clear vinyl version, actually. And what I'm assuming as well is that the pressing in here is the one that's currently on the market in black vinyl form. I'm going to guess the one in here is that one. But you may be thinking that that's the version they're using for the clear vinyl. It may be, but the pressings aren't all equal, and to my ears, the clear vinyl is not great. This one is pretty decent. What I had to add to this one was drum sounds very good. Vocals sound good. There's not a lot of downside to this one. It's just that a couple others were a little bit higher above. Drum sounds were a marked improvement over the other ones. Clarity was good. Nice quiet pressing, and that's the good thing you get with newer pressings. If it's a good, decent newer pressing, is that your chances of getting pops and clicks are lower if you keep good care of your new pressings. The drum sounded good, vocal sounded good, the separation was great, the presence was great. So I'm going to go with this one for number 4, is the 2013 Rhino Super Deluxe box set version. Number 3 is, and I've actually, before this, I had read very good things about this pressing on vinyl forums. Take that for what you want. Vinyl community forums can get very, very, very analytical, overly analytical. So I take a grain of salt with all, but I take bits and pieces of everything, and I kind of make my own idea. But I have heard good things about this one. Is the original Canadian pressing. The original Canadian pressing is a number 3, and there's not a lot to take between this and number 2. It's just, I guess I had to rank them somehow. And the original, this one, you know what, I might as well give you number 2 as well, because then I can talk about the differences between the two, if there are any differences. Number 3 is Canada, and number 2 is American, original pressing. Canadian, American. We all know Canadian. I'm not going to say anything about Canadians versus Americans because I love you all. Anyways, Canada, American. There's just a little bit of more of a wow factor. I hate using that term. I sound so trendy now. There's that little tiny bit of a wow factor of the American one that just edged it over the Canadian one. But to me, they're more or less on par. I mean, you'd have to sit and really listen to it and dissect it. If you were to put it on and, be on your phone, or you're putting it on at a party, or you're just, you're not paying attention, you maybe might not be able to hear those little subtle nuances that the original American one. And also, like I said, speaking of vinyl community forums, I'm not going to break this down to pressing plant, because there's big arguments about the one pressed at Pittman and the one pressed at wherever, Capital, blah, blah, blah. That's the one to go for. I'm not going to break it down that much, because I don't want to talk above anyone's head here. I want to pretend I'm talking to someone just like me. We're all the same. I don't want to break things down into too much of a minutia, if that's a right phrase there. But the U.S. pressing, it just had that little bit more of a I'm going to say it again, a little bit more of a wow factor. Anyways, so like I said, unless you're sitting and concentrating on it, you probably wouldn't notice. And then in that case, there'd be nothing to give or take between two pressings. But as far as we have to rank these. Number 3 would be the Canadian original pressing. Number 2, USA, and the only time I'm ever going to say that USA will beat Canada in anything. I'm Canadian, come on. Of course I'm going to say that. Cheers. Well, in fact, here, the world needs more Canada. Come on. All right. That leaves us at number 1. The best pressing of Rumours I've ever heard. And I defy you to tell me a better vinyl pressing than this one. and I will definitely call bullshit, and I don't mean any offense by that. I will still call bullshit. I have never heard, and anyone I've ever talked to everyone I've ever talked to, that has an opinion has agreed with me on this one. The number one best ever pressing of Rumours is the 2011 double 45 RPM pressing on Rhino Reprise. Is it on Rhino or Reprise? I think it's just a straight Reprise Records pressing. I don't know if Rhino had anything to do with this one. I digress. 2011 45. It's a double 45 RPM pressing, half speed mastered, I believe, pressed at Palace pressing plant. It's, like I said, it's pressed over 2 vinyl at 45 RPM speed. Everything about this is just, I want to read my original notes here that I made. It's punchy sound. The bass is very much up front. You can hear every little note of John McVie's bass playing, which you cannot say about a lot of these pressings I have. A lot of his playing gets lost in a lot of these pressings, but this one, you can pick out everything John McVie is playing on bass. Crystal clear sound. There's lots of room. It's very airy sounding, which is really weird because there's a lot going on in there. But for some reason, I don't know whoever did this one, there's space created for everything, and you can hear everything. And it's the only time I've ever heard that in any pressing of Rumours. Christine McVie's piano on Don't Stop is incredibly crystal clear, and you can hear every single note. There's parts on that I've never heard before on vinyl. I heard some of her piano parts on that song. The drums are sitting very nice and comfortable in the mix. They're not behind, they're not buried, but when it needs to be up front, it's up front. But when it's not, it's just sitting nicely there, nice and comfortable in the middle, right in the mix. Like I said, nothing dominates anything else. There's a lot of room, create a lot of air, and I can't. This is probably one of the best sounding vinyl records I have. Period. It's probably the best improvement I've ever heard on a vinyl record from an original pressing or a previous reissue. Is this 2011 Reprise Records double 45 RPM pressing? I think that you can still find these kicking around if you look hard enough. And it's well worth every single penny you will ever pay for this. Number one, 2011 double 45 RPM pressing, Fleetwood Mac Rumours. There you go. Didn't want to make this too long of a video, but like I said, I didn't want to go too far into depth with little minutiae and little fine details. You can go to vinyl community forums. You can go to those Steve Hoffman forums and make yourself sick with the details. But like I said, I wanted to make this kind of like an everyman video. That's my top 9 versions of Rumours that I have. If there is a better version of Rumours, or if there's something you might disagree with, or a pressing I didn't rate that you would like me to hear, just drop it in the comments section. There's no right or wrong. It's all. That's the other thing too. There's no right or wrong. This is not a definitive list. Everything is subjective to my 2 ears, to your 2 ears. This is just my opinion. Also, like I said, let me know what you think. If there's a better pressing out there, apart from number 1, you're never going to beat that one. Sorry. Anyways, leave a comment, subscribe. You know what all the professional vinyl people say. Just smash that like button and subscribe. Do something to that bell icon. I don't know. Do something with that, anyways. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you're a new vinyl buyer, you're looking to upgrade, or you're looking to upgrade a copy of Rumours, and you're not sure which way to go, this ratings will show you it doesn't pay to go with bling, with clear vinyl. Sometimes it's better to wait and find something that your ears will enjoy, because that new vinyl version, the clear vinyl on the market now, is, in my opinion, anyways. This has been David Michael, aka Nazz Nomad. Once again, I'm going to say it again for no apparent reason other than we're going to end the video on the ultimate Pink Floyd, Fleetwood Mac. I think Dark Side of the Moon might be next. The ultimate Fleetwood Mac Rumours of vinyl shootout. Cheers, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.